Well, good morning, everyone. This is the day that the Lord hath made. I shall rejoice. I shall sing. I'm Dr. Julia Royston of DK Royston Publishing, Royal Media and Publishing, and the Book Business Bosses, where we help you get your message to the masses, turn your words into wealth, and be a book business boss. Now, first off, for all of my contact information, go to juliaakroyston.com and get on my calendar, see my information, stores, etc. So today we're talking about, can you adapt, and understand that this today is truly a test of my adaptability. So first off, the scriptures, I know both how to be abased and I know how to bound. Everywhere in all things I am instructed. And then that's just the first part of verse 12. And then verse 13 says, I can do all things through Christ who strengtheneth me. So, as you well know, I am someone coined the phrase that I'm on an anniversary tour. And it's true. I really am. And I'm in the great Northwest. I'm with family. I'm here on business. It's interesting situation. And so when God said, can you adapt? Can you adjust? So just a quick step back. In the year 2002, I was leading worship at a church, and the pastor called me up and he prophesied over me that I was going to the nations and that I was, going to be used of God mightily and going to the nations. Well, normally when you say that, that means I may be physically traveling throughout the world. And I had another bishop ask me, daughter, do you even have a passport? I said, yes, sir, I do. He said, okay, that's step number one. But I realized through the advent of technology, I can literally be around the world and go to the nations from StreamYard, from video, from live stream, from books around the world. So that takes a different connotation. But I realized when he said that I was going to be put in different situations. I was going to meet different types of people, and I was going to have to adjust and adapt in different situations. Now, I didn't know fully what was going to happen. I didn't know fully what was going to go on. And each and every day that I live and that I move about the country, thankfully with my husband, I never know from day to day. And fortunately, I have a personality that can do that. I like change. I like different. Being in the great Northwest, it is like being engulfed in the United Nations. We have seen every kindred, every kind, every ethnicity, different religions, foods. And fortunately, my husband is a huge foodie. So he has introduced me to all types of food. So even though I haven't left the continent of the United States, I feel like I'm in an international country, even in a different part of the country. And so I understand that. So that's number one, is being able to have the mindset that if God calls you to this, then you have to be adjusting. Now, I realize there are people say, oh, I can't eat that because I'm allergic to that. Well, that's understandable in any culture. But if you're going to really minister and do things in different places, Paul said, I know how to bound, I know how to get down when I need to, I know how to be lofty with the elite, I know how to. This week, I was in 2 elementary schools, 2 totally different climates with little children, 2 totally different atmospheres, administrators. The spirit was different in both places. So I had to learn how to adjust. I had to know how to adapt. I work from home. I'm used to going out my office door to the bathroom, not going down 2 flights of stairs. Now, that may not be a big deal to other people, but for me, it was a huge deal. I'm like, really? But I had to adjust. I had to adapt. I had to change my mindset on something as basic as, where's the bathroom? What's the schedule? I'm not on my normal schedule. It's a 3-hour time difference. I'm on Pacific time and my body is on Eastern Standard Time. So I'm having to adjust. So can you adapt? Can you adjust? because there are things that are going to be coming. Now, we called it back in the height of COVID, can you pivot? But sometimes it's more than just pivoting. Sometimes you have to make a mindset adjustment. You have to make a business adjustment, a money adjustment, a mindset adjustment, your body adjustment, a food adjustment. Can you adapt? So the first thing I had to, even before I came out here, my husband and I spent a lot of time together because we travel together. We're full-time in business together. We're doing life together. We're doing adulting together. And so the first thing is, before we came out here, I had to remind him, and I wasn't really reminding him, I was reminding me of one, I got to know my assignment and understand what my goal and end result. A good friend of mine, Vanessa Collins, always says, start with the end in mind. So we're going to start with the end in mind. What is the assignment and the goal? And then you have to understand, if you know what the end result and the goal is, whether you meet it fully like you wanted to, whether everything happened like you wanted to, that's where you're aiming. You have a target, you have a goal in mind. And I always am concerned when people are like, I don't know. I don't know. I'm just doing it. No, boo, you got to have a goal. You got to have a end in mind. Now, you might not be able to meet all the numbers. You might not be able to meet all the sales goals, but at least you got to be headed down a direction to know that this is the direction we're headed. When we left the hotel every day, we knew we were eventually going to be getting on I-5, the highway, expressway 5. Well, 5 is not in Kentucky. 65 is, but 5 is on the highway out here. So if I'd have been looking for I-65, I'd have been lost in like 25 states, 2,000 miles too far off the grid. So I had to understand what my assignment is, what the end result is, where we're going. And then once you determine what the end result is, always, number 2, be ready for the unexpected. The unexpected will happen. No matter how you plan, no matter how you don't plan, not only how you prepare, not only how many times you get your mind together and all that, be ready for the unexpected. Now, when you're preparing for the unexpected, number 3, you got to pray without ceasing for guidance. Now, if you're a spirit-filled person, that's given, because that the unexpected could be an attack of the enemy. The unexpected could be the enemy working through somebody. The unexpected could be the weather. The unexpected could be the temperature. So I got sweaters, I got fleece, I got a full coat, I got a bubble coat, because I know I'm in a different climate. I'm in a different situation. But I also, besides the weather, I know I'm going into a different culture. Now, I didn't realize how steep, because I've been here before, but I didn't realize how different and diverse, because I hadn't been here in 4 years. Last time I was here in 2019. So even if you've been in that place before, you got to realize this is every time is a new time. Every book fair is different. Every event is different. Every situation is totally different. I don't care how many times you sold books. I don't care. And I've been in business 15 years. It does not matter. All it is doing is accumulating me experiences, so I'll be ready for the next unexpected. Look, I've seen this before. Oh, they've done this before. Ooh, I understand this. Ooh, I've been through this before. Okay. So praying without ceasing for guidance, instruction, and next steps. What do I do next? What should I be doing next? And then finally, for me, now for you, it may be long term, but in this situation I'm in right now, this is temporary. I have to understand that this is temporary. Eventually, I'm going to go back home and I'm going to be in my office. In the big black toe-up chair that I need to do chair. I'm going to be back in my comfort zone. I'm going to be back in what I like and what I'm familiar with. But right now, this is temporary. So I can't lose my cool in front of guests, in front of potential clients, in front of people who are introducing me as Dr. Julia Royston. I'm still Julia N.K., but it's Dr. Julia Royston, and lose my cool because somebody comes up against me. or somebody questions me, or somebody has an issue with me, or ask me what my credentials are, or ask me who I am and what I do and why am I here and what's going on. You got to smile and understand that this is temporary. This is you're on assignment, and there is a goal that you have in mind, and what we need to do to meet that goal and get that end result is what we have to do. So we move chairs, so we move tables, we rearrange furniture, we put up, we design signs, we put up flyers, we call people, we email back, because there's a goal in mind. That's somewhere where we're trying to reach. And at the end of the week, we had an extremely successful week, but we had to do something every day to get to that success. I hope that that helps you. I hope that that guides you. But can you adapt? Can you adjust? Or is that something you know you have to work on? Because even my clients, my husband, everybody, fix your face, get your face together. Because sometimes my face is extremely expressive. And so therefore, even in those situations that are uncomfortable, I'm really thinking, but my face is saying, woo. So that's where I have to work on. And even people that are with me, clients that are with me, they were like, fix your face, Julie. Because they know that's an issue I got to work on. Like I'm looking like, what? And, so my face is extremely expressive. So those are things I have to work on. Sometimes you have to make sure you have people with you. We were at an event and they were providing tables, but we were driving. So we carried tables with us. And I know how much inventory I have and how many books I'm carrying with me. And so therefore we get to the event and my husband's like, these little bitty tables ain't gonna work. And I'm standing there trying to be gracious. Looking, no, he didn't just say that. Mm-mm. He said, I'm sorry. Y'all can take those tables back. We're going to bring our own. And then oh God, I was so proud of him. He just comes in with 2 6-foot tables and one each in hand. I was like, no, he did not. But I had to realize what I needed and what was going on in the situation wasn't going to work. Now we were gracious and we were kind and we were, not rude in any way, shape, or form, but we made adjustments. We were adaptable. We had the equipment. Fortunately, I brought tables with me because I didn't know what I was walking into. So therefore, can you adjust and can you adapt? And the other thing too is that when you're in business, when you're in ministry, when you have an organization, when you have kids, you got to make sure that you can quickly adapt to the situation and change it and change the environment that you're in. Okay, now you can't make sure that you're ruining your reputation and your brand over it, but you've got to be able to adapt. So when Paul says, so whatever state I'm in, therefore I'm going to be content. Because see, I know how to abound. I know how to base. I know how to move chairs. I know how to move tables. I know how to be hungry. I know how to wait till dinner time. I know if we got a whole lot of food, I know how to adjust if we're running out of food. I know how to adapt to the situation that I'm in. So I'm challenging you today, as I've challenged myself, to be able to be adaptable, to be able to determine what the end goal is and realize this is temporary. And there's something unexpected that has arisen, that has occurred. So therefore, we got to find a solution. I'm a very solution-driven girl. And then I also have to understand what is critical to this event or this opportunity, and what it don't even matter. That don't even matter, because I have a goal in mind. And finally, I can do all things through Christ who strengthened me. If he's with me, I'm good. He got my back, I'm good. He allowed me to be in this situation. If it was really going to be detrimental and dangerous, he would have said, no, don't go. No, don't buy that ticket. No, don't be in that place. It wouldn't have come together. Something would have happened. The airlines would have canceled. Something would have happened to stop me and prohibit me from doing it. But I can do all things through Christ who strengtheneth me. Can you adapt? That's a personal question. That's something you've got to ask yourself. And as you continue on in life, and life is so short, And it is, becoming shorter. And the older I get, I realize time is not necessarily running out, but I'm allotted the amount of time to be on this earth. I don't know how long that is, but I'm going to live it to the fullest. I'm going to clearly live my best life. I hope that blessed you today. Speaking of living your best life, it is coming up at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on envision-radio.com, where praise meets talk. And first off, be sure, if you haven't done so yet, download the free app, the Android app, Envision Android app. And then you can also listen to Envision first off on the website, envision-radio.com. That's ENVISION radio, RADIO.com. Or you can listen in these apps, radio.net, radio.garden, Alexa, Roku, Media U, MyTuner Radio, Audacity, and tuner.co, or wherever podcasts are heard. And that is coming up at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Then 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's the Spike Davis and Friends show. Tune in for laughs, music, and more. And are you on the cruise with us? You need to go to envision-radio.com. If you're ready to cruise with Spike Davis and Friends, and I'm going to be on the cruise and looking forward to seeing you on the cruise. September 1st to the 4th, we're cruising out of Miami to the Bahamas. For more information, go to envision-radio.com. And then on Tuesdays, the Book Business Boss Show, where I'm pouring into the last 15 years of writing, publishing, and promoting into helping you on your writing, publishing, your promotion journey. I'm super excited about being able to do that. Who knew that we're into season 2 and I'm still just talking about publishing? And the first season was writing, and this season 2 is about publishing. And I didn't even realize it was that much to talk about, but it is. And tune in on Tuesdays at 10:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Right where? Envision-radio.com. The replays are the Book Business Boss podcast.com. Now, I am super excited and honored and grateful to be a finalist for the Black Authors Matter TV Awards. Voting is still going on April 10th through the 28th. So we have another week to vote. And there is the link. You can also find the link on my Facebook page, or you can go to National Black Book Festival or Black Authors Matter TV, or any of those Facebook places, and you can be able to vote. And the voting ends on April 28th, and this coming Friday. And the actual winners, we're the finalists, but the actual winners will be announced on Tuesday, May 16th. So I am super excited about that. I'm also pleased to announce that I will be in, Lord willing, well before that, I'll be speaking and singing in Anchorage, Alaska. Yeah, speaking in international places. Even though it's still a part of the continental U.S., it is basically taking me off the grid, but I'll be there from April 26th through the 28th. So as the old folks say, I covet your prayers. And then after that, the next week, I'll be back on the East Coast in Eastern time zone. Hallelujah. And May 4th through the 6th, I'll be at the We Declare Women's Conference at New Harvest Family Worship Center in Roanoke, Virginia, where the illustrious pastor is Apostle Melissa Johnson. So I'm super excited to be with them for year 2. Super excited about everything God is doing in their life and as well as mine, and honored to be invited. I'm honored to be invited anywhere these days. And so I'll be there in Roanoke, Virginia, May 4th through the 6th. And mark your calendar for June 10th. And hold on, let me put the date on there. That way. June 10th. You can find, I'll be announcing it, so y'all get the first pick, and then I'll be posting it Sunday evening into Monday. So mark your calendar for June 10th, 2023, from 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, the BK Royston Publishing Virtual Summit, preparing for what's next. June 10th from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. To register or find out more information, go to thebookbusinessbosstraining.com. Now, let me give you just a quick backstory of this. So, February 4th, 2023, 15 years in business. May 29th, 2023, I'll be 60 years old. So June 10th is kind of my moving forward. I've come to the summit. I've climbed the mountain really, really hard and really, really high, but I've got more to do. God says I'm just at the summit. I haven't reached the top. I'm not finished. I'm not done, but I have to prepare for what's next. And this is probably even more so for me, as much as I've got some phenomenal guests that are going to be joining me. But I want you to participate in this too as well. June 4th of 2023, I will be officially retired 5 years. So this is big for me. 60 years old, 15 years in business, 5 years retired. So 5 years will, as of June 10th, would have been in business full time. Bet on Black, bet on Julianne. Brian Royston has been my ride or die from day one. We'll be married 17 years in September. So he's been with me from day one. And I appreciate all of his support. He does not understand how I appreciate that. And I have single women all the time. I want a Brian. I said, baby, this is my Brian. I'm praying for you to get your own Brian. But there's nothing like having that support in ministry, in business, in life, along with you, ride with you. And many of you know about our recent cancer journey and cancer victory. And so it has been more than an ocean. And most people don't even realize, what we've actually been through. But God, who's rich in mercy. So what's next? Preparing for it. What's next? So we're going to be talking about brands and really more business identity, making sure that Jesus said, who do men say the Son of Man am? Who do people say I am? He was taking a survey of what was going on in the community. His reputation, his brand, his ministry was a part of it. And what his brand was saying, what his ministry was saying. And I was like, I didn't never think of it that way. But he reminded me of that. So we'll be talking about business identity. I will. And then we have a brand strategist, Mr. Barry Barnes. I'm super excited because God used him to answer a lot of questions for me. You know how you have questions in your mind, but you don't even utter it out loud. And then you meet one person and they answer the question. So you know that they were a godsend. And then I'm super excited that Ms. Roz Jones, who is the Jacksonville's best caregivers, she's going to be talking about self-care. And I realized, well, what does that have to do with business? Everything. Because if you're not in good health, if you don't take care of you first and understand what that looks like, you won't have a business. You won't be able to show up for your business. And then I know that a lot of you would like sponsorship or somebody to help you along the way, or networking or collaboration. And so I have Mr. Daryl Harvey, who I've watched have a media attention, which I enjoy. But I want to know why somebody should fund you. Why should somebody sponsor you? Why should media show up for you? Why should someone collaborate with you? What are the tools? Now, he has his own platform, but we can use that as a template to figure out how we can do it. Now, everybody's not going to say yes. And, Tyler Perry taught us about all the no's he received. So therefore, there are going to be some no's. But what do you need to position yourself and get yourself in position for the yes? What do you need to do? Do you need to become more adaptable? Do you need to take better care of yourself? Me being on the other side of the country in a different time zone, I cannot tell you. Sleep has been a critical thing and important. Brian Royston, he is the king of minerals and supplements and vitamins and all kinds of stuff I ain't never heard of. But he's wanting me to be my best self, to be able to show up for my best self. So as much as I would have liked to hang out and we going to go here, Julianne needs sleep. Julianne has to put her body down. And, my cousins called, what you doing? And I said, I'm in for the night. I'll see y'all in the morning. Because I can't do it. I can't. I'm older. I'm trying to be wiser. So, really preparing for what's next. So do this for yourself. Show up for yourself. And then we're going to really strategize and think about it. I'm going to close it out with, what are your next steps? What do you need? And so this is for people in business. This is for people in ministry. This is for people, even if you're thinking about business or ministry, even if you've had quote unquote a side hustle. I know who y'all are. Say, oh, I don't want to be registered. Oh, I don't want no real business. Okay. We'll see how that works out for you. But even if you have a side hustle and you're doing something on the side and you need a space to be able to hear from some people who've been in business a long time and who've started a business, moved it forward in various stages. Barry's been in business and media and branding for 30, 40 years. And then I've been in business 15 years. And the Black Child Book Fair Tour I'm working on book year 4. Roz Jones, 4, 5, 6, 10 years, 20 years probably as a caregiver. So therefore, there's a lot of years of experience on this call. If you're really serious about what you're doing and ready to make a $60 investment, go to bookbusinessbosstraining.com. There'll be handouts. You'll have the replays forever, the whole 9 yards. And then any other surprises that I come up with. Come on, yeah, you know me. It'll happen that day as well. So celebrate with me. Celebrate you first off. And then celebrate with me on June 10th, 2023 from 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. BookBusinessBossTraining.com. Register today. I wanted to take those few minutes because this is my first launch for it, and I'm beginning the stages. You'll be hearing about it many more times, but I'm super excited about that opportunity. I don't know. I've been traveling and I've been having a lot of events that I've been somewhere else and helped promote somebody else, but this is my first virtual event really of the year. And so I'm super excited. I've got the pop-up bookstore that happened in March. And so mark your calendar. I'm going back to the pop-up bookstore. So if you're an author, hit me up, inbox me, email me, BK Royston Publishing. If you're interested to be a part, I'll be getting ready for that. We're going back November and we're going back Black Friday week. So let me know. If you're interested in having your book spotlighted there, reach out to me. So what's next? It's a lot. But I'm looking forward to having a time for us to sit back Saturday morning. That's when I did a lot of planning and preparing because I work full time, remember? So the first 10 years of business, I was bivocational. So it's Saturday mornings were prime time. Ask Vanessa Collins. That was when we met 8 or 9 o'clock in the morning with her children and her husband was still asleep. We was up planning and preparing and getting ready for what's next. So join me, preparing for what's next. BookBusinessBossTraining.com. I'm Dr. Julia Royston. Super excited with all that's going on in my life. We move ahead. We forge ahead. Stay tuned. Coming up next, the Live Your Best Life show on envision-radio.com. I'm Dr. Julia Royston, praying today, tomorrow, and always that you live your best life.